a story about three friends enjoying 12 days in the beautiful and historic city of Cusco.
Let's go!
That's good?
Oh my god.
That's good.
So good.
10 out of 10 recommend. Cusco served as the capital of the Inka Empire and gets a lot of attention as the gateway to Machu Picchu. The city, however, is a vibrant hub of culture, adventure, cuisine, and art, and has so much to share with the world. This video will follow our experience exploring Cusco, where we bring you along to experience the city, the culture, and the excursions to Rainbow Mountain, Lake Humantay, and the Sacred Valley. Welcome to a story about 12 days exploring Cusco. We are your slow travel hosts, Colin and Meredith. Goofy and educational, we take our time seeing the world, sharing stories about getting ingrained in unique cultures and uncovering amazing places. This is our first story covering 2 months living in the Andes Mountains of Peru. If you have interest in slow travel stories, be sure to subscribe for future installments.
Good morning! The crew is up, we are fed, we are ready to go explore. We're finally recovered from our flights and full days of travel. We're gonna go get coffee and make a bucket list of everything we want to do for the next 2 weeks.
Before we dive into the exciting activities around Cusco, we first need to get adjusted to the elevation. At 11,000 feet, Cusco is 35% higher than Mexico City and 10% higher than Leadville in Colorado. It's over 1/3 the height of Everest. Our plan to get adjusted is just to walk around and explore the streets of this incredible place. So that's exactly what we plan to do today. We head to Fantastic Bakery for empanadas and coffee to plan our Cusco to-do list.
Good morning, we're here with our very special guest, Heather, all the way from Florida. She flew in, what'd you get here, like 2 days ago? Yeah. We pretty much just slept all day yesterday. But today we're ready to go adventure. Heather is a big-time swimmer. I have to brag about you, I'm sorry.
Okay.
She's done the English Channel from England to France and back in one go without touching land the entire time. So we flew her all the way down to South America to see how she doesn't land.
We'll see. It's going to be a good adventure, at least.
So glad she's here.
Me too.
Yay!
Heather, what are you most excited for?
Anything. The hikes sound really amazing that you guys have planned. Machu Picchu, of course, but just walking the town. It's been great so far. And maybe excited that I can eventually adjust this elevation. We'll see. Maybe not.
It's empanada time. Every day, empanadas.
First one.
Sí, empanadas. After putting our list together, we set out to explore the historic downtown. This involves Meredith's favorite activity, shopping. Oh, here she goes again. She's at it again.
Artwork and the colors in this town is absolutely amazing. It makes me want to buy so many things for a house that we don't have. So we're going to buy a lot of things for our parents' houses. You want to explain what happened?
Nope.
Some very cute outfits.
Let's go!
We walked into the store and this lady, Maria, started dressing us in all these really cool traditional outfits. And next thing you know, I had a full-out dress on. Colin was wearing a...
Poncho!
A poncho.
Poncho and a hat.
Yeah, he looks very cute. And then she put this hat on me and it looks kind of cute, and I needed a new hat to keep out all the sun at the high elevation. And
I think what she's leaving out is the fact that the lady didn't let us leave without buying something.
no.
In the nicest way possible.
There was a small amount of haggling. There was a small amount.
I think it was like $2.
65 to 50.
Yeah. 50 sols, not too bad, 15 bucks.
No.
Try.
No problemo. Cusco has a population around 500,000 and fills the beautiful valley. With narrow winding streets in the historic center, it's incredibly walkable and safe. You'll pass dozens of art shops, cafes, restaurants, and nooks and crannies to explore.
The irony with all the shopping is this is the first time I've ever seen Colin actively want to buy something. But not just anything. He wanted a $60 ornament.
Christian is a pumpkin carver, and look at the incredible detail and craftsmanship that goes into every one of his pieces of art. Not only the detail and craftsmanship, but the symbolism and stories behind everything, and he was not shy about sharing every little detail with us.
Weaving, the woman weaving with your children. Here, the woman with the animals, alpaca, sheep, bulls. This is the house of the woman, of the people in the village. Here, Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu, the mom and the son, God Incas. It's the Inca calendar. And the scrolls, Machu Picchu, Inca theology, condor, puma, snake. All carvings.
All that shopping made us hungry, so we had lunch at a miracle spot down an alley that we could never find again. We ordered ceviche and lomo saltado. As luck would have it, this was our favorite meal from our 2 weeks in Cusco.
I'm so excited. Is this potato? I think so.
It looks like potato. And we got the lomo saltado, and Mary is about to try it. She's the first brave soul.
I'm gonna start with tomato. That seems safe. I don't know what kind of meat this is.
Well, that's not fun. Don't start with the tomato.
Oh my god, that's good.
That's good?
Oh my god,
That's
it's gonna
good.
be good. So good. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna try to get it all together.
All right, Mary.
This is so good. I'm glad I added meat back into my diet just to experience things like this when we're traveling. It is so unbelievably good.
Heather, do you have a review?
Other than I can eat a second one of these.
Really good.
We should maybe order another. So.
I agree.
Following lunch, we recommend going to the Chocolate Museum for a little dessert and waiting for your tour of the city. Are you going for the samples, Colin?
Oh, yeah.
How are they?
I had this. It's very good.
Alright, I'll go for it too. Let's see here.
How's your chocolate museum experience?
I can't tell if I absolutely love this stuff or hate it. I think I like it. It's very different.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Nope.
I mean, not like it. When you get some
I said not to try the top one.
Middle's not good either.
How about the bottom? Turns out that alleyway was not the museum. The museum is upstairs and much more extensive. And you get a little mug of hot chocolate.
Best part. I'm gonna do a chocolate museum everywhere we go.
Chocolate.
Let the record state that the hot chocolate here was stellar. Yeah, I just don't know if I'd go for all the samples.
Essentially, you eat your way through each room of the museum. For us, the climax was the chocolate carving of Machu Picchu. Our big activity of the day, the Milky Way walking tour. Our guide is fantastic, and for 3 hours he takes us through Old Town and teaches us about the Incan history. The Milky Way walking tour was a great experience. It pieces together how history molds with the modern city of Cusco. One thing that stuck with us from the early tour is that 40% of locals in Cusco still speak Quechua, the language dating back to the Inca times. Cusco's rainbow flag dates back to 1920 for a radio station that was playing Andean music. The flag originates from the myth with the Inca, and it gained traction for political and social movements over the decades. In the 1960s, it was deemed the flag for the region of Cusco. Cusco used to be pronounced Cusco, which means the center, or in this case, the center of the empire.
Middle center of naval in Quechua, that was the language in that time, is Cusco. Cusco. In the city there are many buildings with the name Cusco, Q-O-S-Q-O. So that was the name of the city, the center.
Colin's so cute. He was so excited to be on this walking tour. He's taking notes on his phone the whole time.
As you go through town, you will see different stones within the same building, delineating the dates in which it was built. Some walls date all the way back to the original walls from the Inca.
on the city. Okay, this is a wall from the pre-Hispanic time, so Inka. Okay, and there was a wall. Maybe they're more deeper, or maybe that's it. And it was destroyed. If we don't talk, this is the colonial construction. Okay, guys. According to the historians, this is how big was the Inca empire. Okay, I told you 6 countries. So part of Colombia, no? Part of Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Chile.
And at the end, you pay based on tip. And if you tip, you get a nice little gift.
That's awesome. We get the llamas. So excited. I was very enticed by the llamas, not gonna lie. I'm not either.
The sunrise comes early in Cusco at 5:50 a.m. Perfect for kickstarting Cusco adventures. Now that we've had some time to get past the worst of the elevation adjustment, it's time to get after it. Day 3 in Cusco. Today we're going to buy our tourism tickets so we can go to all the different monuments, and we're going to go up to a hike and check off some of the amazing monuments right around town.
Heather, how are you surviving with us for 3 days so far?
I'm loving it.
Yay! Okay, good. All right, but first where do we have to go?
We have to go where?
Where do we go first before any activity?
Coffee!
Yay! She knows.
She knows.
She's good. And the only other 2 things you missed from last night, one, there were a ton of fireworks last night. For a celebration that we could not find the name of online, we asked both our tour guide and our host. And they both said that it has to do with celebrating crosses. It's around town, there's a lot of music, and then they said the name, but they said it so quickly, we couldn't figure it out. And when we Googled it, we found out that Peru has like 200 festivals a year, so we couldn't really narrow it down and figure out which one it was. But we do know today is Labor Day here, so things may or may not be open. And the other thing that we figured out is how we're going to spend the next 10 days. So we have a very rough draft itinerary now from that bucket list that we made yesterday. We put it into an organized calendar of which days we do what. And I think they're all adding up to be like $150 for a full week of tons of different stuff. So it seems like it's going to be pretty affordable.
The tourist ticket is a bundle of activities in and around Cusco. The tickets can be purchased at Boleto Turístico Cusco. It's a massive, busy administration building filled with other departments as well. The tickets are cash only and about 130 soles each. So we got them.
Now the adventure starts.
Now the adventure begins.
Let's do it.
Tickets in hand, we walk out and immediately meet Jose. Jose is one of the many people on the streets offering tours. His timing was good, as we needed adventures for tomorrow. All around the city of Cusco, there are people selling tours and tickets and excursions. It's helpful to have a bucket list in hand so you know exactly what it is that you want to sign up for.
Okay, we can do this.
Include omelette, cheese, jamon, and include like a papaya juice, guardian house, condor.
We just booked for all of our activities with our new friend, Jose. You can flip it around. Just call him when you come to Cusco and he'll help you figure everything out.
He's been so helpful.
Thank you so much, guys, for recommending.
He's the best. Jose was so nice. After we paid him and like figured everything out for activities for the week, he walked us all the way here to the restaurant and then pointed out exactly what we need to order, helped us get a table and everything.
And he also showed us his favorite coffee shop in town, his favorite ice cream shop in town, and his favorite place to get pisco in town.
So we'll see him tomorrow morning at 4:15 a.m. But he promised me coffee.
The next morning at 4:30 a.m. And the next morning at 6 a.m.
We got a lot of time.
The next afternoon at 3 p.m.
Oh, we're seeing this man 4 days in a row. We're gonna be BFFs with Jose here soon.
Here's hoping. There's at least 2 different types of the 1,000 types of potatoes in the soup right now. Also, so glad we ended up here. This is our first course, and this soup is worth the entire price of the meal already.
It's not 100%, but I believe I ordered the arroz a la cubana, and that's what it is.
Looks pretty good.
I didn't really know what I was
I
ordering,
like the
but
egg draped over the rice.
I think I'm gonna like it. I guess we'll find out.
Is that a plantain?
I believe it is.
I got the trout a la plancha. You can see we both have the rice and the french fries and the little side salad with the cucumber. And a teeny tiny little trout.
Meredith, your review. What'd you order?
I got the vegetarian dish. I'm very excited about it.
It looks good. I think this is tofu or potentially french fries. Either way, it's gonna be good. Definitely not tofu. I think it's a french fry or some kind of potato. We've been delivered a mystery drink, and Colin asked if it was safe to drink.
And they said yes. So, bottoms up, I think he's out.
We asked the word in Spanish, which is what's more.
Yeah, I did practice my Spanish. I saw that this is a safe zone for earthquakes, and so I used that sign where it says safe zone to ask if this was a safe zone to drink. And he said yes.
He's brilliant.
I'm gonna look up and we're gonna see some cool stuff and go that direction. Cool.
All right, we'll follow you.
All right, roger that.
Tourist ticket, lunch, it's time to hike. We're heading to Sacsayhuaman. These Inca ruins are a short walk or a bus ride away from downtown.
Our guard dog is protecting us from this new vicious dog that's trying to join our group.
We're working pretty hard.
Wait, I need water.
For context,
I mean, to swim in.
this is how I need to swim.
Let me swim to the top.
Find this lady a pool.
I know.
Heart rate says I'm at the easy level right now. That's a lie.
Well, that's great.
It
My
doesn't
heart
matter.
rate says, bring it down. Bring it down.
Take a seat. Oh, God.
Well, we just caught the tail end of about 10 seconds of thunder.
We're too far. Don't make us repeat this. Power through.
We power through.
Power through.
We power through.
My hat is perfect for this weather. I'm gonna have a very dry nose, unlike you lunatics without a hat on. Not here.
We're lunatics. But you know what else is lunatics? How cool these ruins are.
I like the thunder.
Wait, this is an arrow pointing this way?
Oh.
Did we already go the wrong way?
Gosh, we lost our dogs too.
The closest hike to downtown Cusco is the hike around the ruins of Sacsayhuaman. This is our first tourism ticket activity. This archaeological site sits just north of the city, up a hill, and makes for the perfect afternoon adventure.
This is Cruz Maku. And oh, you can see the rain in the city. Oh, I hope that's not coming our way. We are going to Moyocarapaka.
Our first impression is wow! Look at these walls. Perfectly cut, massive stones, fitted together without mortar. It's incredible. Transporting, cutting, and fitting these stones is one of the great Inca mysteries. With such an extensive base of ruins, the exact role of Sacsayhuaman and what it played in Cusco's history is up for debate still. Most evidence leads to its importance for ceremony and defense. The site held, and still holds, spiritual importance for worshipping the sun god, with some of the rows of stones lining up with astrological indicators.
Okay, so yesterday on our walking tour, they were talking a lot about how the Spanish came and destroyed all of the temples that were here to build their pretty much Christian missionary churches. So it's impressive how much is still left, considering they made it sound like they were taking everything, really just trying to end this Incan religion and move on to the Christian religion.
And how many buildings down there are built with stones from up here?
So the amount of work, because let me tell you, it was a hard climb up here. So the amount of work to take these stones, it's wild.
This place is way cooler than we gave it credit for when we first showed up. I'm so glad we're here, and there's a lot to explore. How did the Incas build and move these massive stones? They must weigh multiple tons. They had no animals, no horses, no wheels.
Yeah, we learned that yesterday they only had alpacas and llamas and only carried 20 kilograms.
Even after 600 years of earthquakes and weathering, plus colonial sabotage, it's a miracle that the site is still as robust and magical as it is. Another impressive element, look how accessible it is. A massive archaeological site, and we can just walk around freely. Look, here's a herd of alpaca having a snack. If you're curious like us, llamas are larger than alpacas, about twice the size with longer faces and longer ears. But generally alpaca wool is much softer and finer. These appear to be alpacas.
Wow, these ruins were awesome. 10 out of 10 recommend. And again, I'd recommend making it your first stop because it's challenging, but not too challenging, but it'll help you get acclimatized.
acclimated. It'll help you get acclimated to this elevation and let you know what your body can do. Oh, Yuvia.
Oh, I gotta put my bag in your backpack.
Yuvia.
Hey, this works. A little small. Oh, un poquito.
What about if we all just huddle under here?
Yeah.
If you're just getting used to the altitude like us, they also have very cool options of getting up here, like the Tranvía de Cusco. Sacsayhuaman is our first taste of the history in the region, and we are hooked. The adventure came to a close after hot chocolate and pisco sour, but the night's excitement was not over yet.
What did we get?
As if we didn't already have the best Airbnb host in the world, we just got a surprise delivery of donuts. It's like she knows the three of us our entire lives. However, these are not just any old regular donuts, these are special donuts. These are homemade Peruvian donuts called
Picarones.
They are made out of pumpkin and sweet potato, deep fried with a homemade honey syrup on top. She
I'm
recommends
so
we eat them
excited.
now.
This is the second time we've gotten donuts delivered at like a late hour.
I'm so excited.
This
Well,
is so
it's
cool.
only 6:30.
Okay.
But I'm so excited.
So dark, feels late. Yay! All right, let's dive in.
Dive in. Oh my god.
Okay.
Wow.
Is it good?
That's amazing.
Really?
Oh my god.
What's
I
it taste
didn't
like?
realize pumpkin and sweet potato could taste so good.
It's delicious.
Like
It tastes like
what?
sounds like it's a healthy donut. Pumpkin and sweet
But
But it
potatoes.
doesn't taste healthy in the best possible way.
Okay.
It's got the texture of an elephant ear, the consistency of a doughy donut
Yeah.
with a crunchy outside. Picarones are the perfect way to carve up for tomorrow's adventure, Rainbow Mountain. Well, would you believe it? At 4:15,
We are ready.
We're ready 10 minutes early.
Oh man, I'm excited though.
Oh yeah, it was not hard to get out of bed today.
No.
I was ready to go.
No, didn't have to snooze.
It's currently 4:25 a.m. Our tour guide texted us to say that we need to be connected to Wi-Fi in case she can't find us. So I'm staying upstairs in the warmth. They're all the way down there on the street. And we've got a Batman signal for when the host is here. They're gonna send me a flashing light from their phone, and I'll head down.
So Heather and I just got in the bus. It's a very nice bus. But I started driving away without Meredith. We're going so far because there's another car behind us. And Meredith was upstairs to save the Wi-Fi. So bad. So
I don't know how we're getting back to her.
I don't think we are.
Does she have
I
to
think she's getting a morning workout. Oh, this is too funny. Oh, update. We got Meredith back.
Okay, so I was talking to the lady when I was waiting outside for the bus, and she was saying that earthquakes have been really bad lately. And I felt one last night because I thought Colin was shaking my bed, and I sat up and Colin wasn't there. He was in the bathroom. So I Googled it, and an earthquake had happened 1 minute ago. And so she said that they're monitoring it today, but if it's really bad, that we won't go to the top of the mountain.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, so hopefully there's no earthquakes.
The ride from Cusco to Rainbow Mountain is broken into 3 parts. Part 1, 2 hours driving in the dark. Part 2, a breakfast buffet, filled with cereals, juice, coffee, coca tea, and eggs. It's a pretty good breakfast. Part 3, 2 hours of beautiful but dodgy roads. The excursion to Rainbow Mountain cost about 75 soles per person, around $20, with another 25 soles for park entry. This covers the 8 hours on the bus round trip, breakfast, 3 hours in the Rainbow Mountain Park, lunch, and our wonderful tour guide, Sol.
About 11:15 and 11:20 you must be coming back. Lo único que debo recordar es así. 11:15.
Hey,
Wow.
we made it.
This place is beautiful. All right, the final time check is...
9:50.
It is 9:15. As a reminder, we were up at 3:30, 3:45, so time for a nap.
Yeah.
But we made it.
Okay, my friends, welcome first of all to Peru. Welcome to my country, Cusco. I am Sol, I'm the tour guide for this opportunity. And I was born here in Cusco, so for me it's a pleasure to show you, to all of you, what is the importance of this beautiful country, what is about my culture, and also the Incas. You are gonna think that the Incas, they are not more in this land. This is a lie. The Incas are still here, but of course we are not pure blood, we are mixed with Europe, I'm gonna say like that, but we still believe in everything that they left to us. We believe in Mother Earth, we believe in mountains, we believe in everything natural that you are seeing surrounding us. Remember that we believe that there is a kind of special energy that is trying to help us to do the activities of every day. And we are located in this moment in the famous Rainbow Mountain. Of course, the original name is not Rainbow Mountain, this is new one. We have to call Kunka or Winning Kunka. That is the relation with the alpacas and the llamas, I'm gonna say like that. The elevation, just a couple of minutes, in about 1 hour, you are gonna reach 16,000 feet, actually more than 16,000 feet, which is gonna be the highest area to do the tours in Cusco City. Why we call the Rainbow Mountain, right? Let me tell you that we start receiving tourists in this place in the year of 2016.
Wow, it's not that long.
Not a lot, not at all.
That's
And
crazy.
how we discovered this place? Because some French people,
Really?
they were doing hiking here with a tour guide, going to another mountain, the Alzangate mountain, the third higher mountain in Cusco. During that hiking, unfortunately, he got an accident in the road and was close to that mountain. So he decided to stay there and have the camp there. They spent one night, and the next day in the morning, they were walking around and they saw this beautiful mountain with the colors. They took the first picture and they posted in the social medias. Because of that, everybody knew about the Rainbow Mountain.
Wow.
Okay? But why we have colors in these mountains? Because we have mines in this place. I'm talking about that we have a lot of iron. We have quartz, copper, and another one. That's why the difference of colors that you're gonna find.
The final step before setting off on the hike is a healthy dose of munya oil to clear the head and sinuses. This mixture works wonders for helping combat the symptoms of high elevation. Breakfast is also a great time to meet friends for the hike. For us, that friend was Carlos from Mexico.
Hi, Grandma.
Yes.
I'm Carlos, also known as Leo. I'm from Mexico, and I met your family here. They're very lovely.
He's our new tour guide while
Yeah.
Sol helps everybody else.
Yeah, I am the vice tour guide now.
He's been promoted
Yeah,
from tourist to tour guide.
yeah. I might try a coup later. But I send you a lot of kisses,
Aw.
and we wish that you were with us.
Aw.
We will continue because we're running out of breath.
The hike itself is only a few miles, but you end around 17,060 feet above sea level, which means that breathing is hard and the walk is slow. As you hike, you'll encounter horse hustlers, all up and down the route. They're here to help you out if you need it. Just keep your eyes open for them.
Mare, how you feeling from the horse bump?
That horse ran right into me. It was my fault though. Feeling okay.
Yeah.
I can tell that we're at the elevation, but nothing like scary is happening.
That's
Just out of breath.
hard to breathe.
Yeah.
Just the fundamental of all life activities.
I think it helps that there's so many people out here where I'm like, okay. Everyone's doing it. We're okay.
Yeah.
We're all jumping off the bridge. It's fine.
We're all jumping off the bridge.
Okay, Mom. I know you always say I have to do the incline in Colorado, but have you done the Rainbow Mountain in Peru? Feeling pretty lightheaded now, but we're like a fourth of the way done now? Third?
To
What
be
would you guys
announced.
first say? Two to be announced?
Yeah, hopefully more.
Yeah.
To be
Oh, it's so
announced.
pretty back there.
I just can't believe this is only 8 years old as a tourist
I
destination.
know.
It seems to be so well known, so established and developed, but it's brand new.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right. Keep on trucking.
Carlos is running into friends he knows on this hike.
This is the third person he knows on this
He
tour.
knows everybody out here. He's been in Peru for 5 days. Can we keep him? I like him a lot.
I like Carlos. Carlos is one of us.
Alright, he's coming on another trip with us.
Up, up, up we go.
I don't know if it's a lack of oxygen or the views. I feel like emotional through it. This is so cool.
This is pretty great.
This is really cool.
Help.
Colin, how does it feel to be on top?
The hardest 1.4 miles ever, but it's truly, truly beautiful. Oh, not gonna lie, I was a little nervous. It'd be a little touristy, hyped up. It's busy, but I see why. It's absolutely stunning. The panoramic views was a surprise I did not anticipate, but it makes everything just incredible. So once you get to the actual Rainbow Mountain spot, you can stand in line to take a photo, or as our tour guide suggested, you go an extra 200 feet up to the top of the mountain and you get panoramic views, which I think will be even more breathtaking than the Rainbow Mountain itself. We thought Instagram would overhype it, but Rainbow Mountain truly is beautiful. The colors contrast the green mountains and cloudy skies in an artistic style and scale that only nature can produce. Once you get up to the top, you can come down a few terraces. And when you get down a few terraces, the photos are just as good, less people, less crowded. You just don't have the sign with the altitude, but it's still pretty great.
She's getting trail mix, but it doesn't have M&Ms in it, but I'm still willing to try some. Oh, okay, I do like this kind of trail mix. Okay. Okay, my mom, due to my socks on my hands, she's gonna have to feed me. Do you want me to pour it in, or do you want me to put it in piece by piece? You can pour. Really good. Was that good for Colin? Can I hand/pour for you?
Okay.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Good, thank you.
Do you need some more?
The ride home repeats the morning, only in reverse. 2 hours of drive, lunch at the same place we had breakfast, 2 hours of driving, and then the drop-off. Be aware that although Cusco is the launch point for Rainbow Mountain, it is still 8 hours in a bus on the day on winding roads. It's beautiful, just be prepared. It is an unforgettable day. To Peru.
Woo! Rainbow Mountain. So, I'd like to confirm we could have done this hike in bedrocks.
Yeah, we chose not to because we thought it'd be too cold. It's chilly, but
Bedrocks would have been fine.
but we'd be okay. It's important to know. So, our plan today. It's a rainy day and we're recovering from our big thing yesterday because we're going through all the activities we can on the tourist ticket, which probably will just mean 1, 2, or 3 museums, maybe a 4th one if we can figure out how to get there at 5th in. But tourist ticket was 130 sols each and we're going to get the most out of it.
And tonight we have a soccer match that we're going to go to. So we've got a pretty full rainy day ahead of us.
The city of Cusco does an incredible job making its history accessible. With almost a dozen museums, history is at your fingertips.
We're at the History Museum. I think we're starting with like back in very ancient times, 10,000 years ago. And then we're going to work our way to present day.
The first museum we go to today is the Regional History Museum, and this is a big success. It's a giant armadillo. So this whole valley of Cusco and the surrounding area used to be a giant lake. It looks like it used to be a glacier, but apparently it was a lake. Very cool.
Our biggest takeaway from this museum is just how long people have been living in this region. The earliest settlements date back to 9,000 years ago. and Peru itself has been inhabited for 14,600 years.
Hands down, my favorite thing about traveling is when we put connections from one place that we've been to another place that we're currently staying in. And it happens way more often than I ever would think. Like being all the way here in Peru and reading about St. James's bones we saw in Spain at the end of the Camino. Just, I don't know, makes you realize how small this world is and how connected we all are.
Leaving this museum, I have two new fun facts. One is that the Inca Empire was focused on roads, just like the Roman Empire, which is why I think they were able to get to. The museum also comes with a harp. In case you didn't catch that, the Inca had an extensive road system. And fun fact number 2 is that the roads in the Inca Empire had stop stations every 20 kilometers to facilitate daily travel by providing a place to rest. The harp got Heather too. Garcilaso de la Vega, son of a Spanish captain and Inca princess, was the individual who wrote the first stories about the Inca. In 1561, he left Peru at the age of 21 for Spain, which is when he began to write, and he never returned. However, his work has influenced almost every author and historian following his time.
Time for museum number 2.
The Contemporary Art Museum, very quick. So quick we didn't even know it was over, or when it began. It's in a beautiful building. Building's worth walking around, bunch of offices, but not one to plan an afternoon at. Museum number 3, Museo de Arte Popular. Although the Popular Art Museum is challenging to find, you can find it in the same building that you buy your tourism ticket. We found this museum to be far more interesting than the Contemporary Art Museum. We spent a lot of time in here. Looks like an Inca nativity exhibit. And then we went to the underground pre-Inca Museum. It's pretty neat. It's a quick museum and won't take you too long, but it has fantastic artifacts. And it's underground. What took us by surprise here is all the skull samples of the Inca cranial deformation, intentionally altering the shape of the skulls to make them both flatter and longer. From what we learned, these alterations were done to infants, and as they grow, became an elite status symbol. Different modifications are linked to different royal lineages and cultural groups.
Hi. What's going on?
Cusco has history, it has architecture, it has food, and it has sport. Taking a break from our museum adventures, we attend our first Peruvian football game.
Going to our first football match. So excited. We bought the cheapest tickets just because, save money and all. Turns out you still get really good seats.
Fantastic seats.
I think the $50 tickets are the ones with the actual chairs. But this isn't bad.
This is amazing. This is so cool.
I'm so excited.
We're so close.
Also, very fun that the middle bleachers are Cusco's flag themed. It's a rainbow. Very cool. And I'm guessing that the blue and white over there versus the red and orange over here are the other two teams in Cusco. So
They have 3 professional teams here. And I think we can watch 2 of them play tonight?
Yep.
They're both from Cusco?
I think so.
Okay.
We have to figure out who to cheer for. Probably not the blue team.
Okay.
No one's over there. Favorite things about this football game is the variety of snacks they've got coming around. I'm not even sure what that looks like, fried chicken, but like really good looking fried chicken. And they've got some milk and some berries. They've got some gaseosa drink, which is like anything with carbonation in it. They got popcorn. This is great. They come to you.
And it's a different snack every 5 minutes.
Every 5 minutes. snack of the night is gonna be apple pie with toilet paper.
Yum. Gracias. This is so fun.
Tiene cambio por cinco? Alright. I'm ready. Oh, I didn't know there were alfajores.
Did you put that in? He loves those things.
Oh, man. I got buyer's remorse before I even try it. Alright, here we go. Toilet paper apple pie. Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah? Is it apple pie?
Yeah. It seems like a healthy apple pie.
Oh, I want some.
Like, not the apple pie that you get and your stomach's upset. Like the apple pie that you eat and you're like, alright, that was a good appetizer.
But, 3 pesos. So it was $1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Heather. Right on my pants. No.
What are you doing?
I should have spit it. I'm sorry.
It's
Healthy?
good.
It's good?
But yeah, I think
Like
it's
a healthy
a
apple
healthy
pie?
apple pie. I don't know how you feel about that.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mare. It tastes like toasted jam. Not bad. Not as good as I was expecting.
Me either. It's disappointing. I feel like if the alfajores come by, we'll get this.
Maybe we try. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I'm okay. What's the problem?
Well, we have a dilemma. We're stuck with the toilet paper part of the apple pie and toilet paper. And you can't just flush it down a toilet. I don't know how to get rid of it.
Come on, people. Somebody protect her.
Oh.
Good job. There you go.
That was your number 4, baby.
Yeah.
Well, the game's over.
Game's over.
Tied.
That was a good football game.
People are really upset right now.
We're not upset.
I'm not sure why. It was fun. It was good. I'm really glad we came here. This was awesome.
Yeah. Very glad.
First soccer game, or football game. I want to come to more. Yeah.
Huh?
We got out of there so quick. I know.
Now we just have an easy walk home.
Everybody's back to get their backpacks and belts that you can't bring in to the stadium.
The belt being the most unusual thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the belts, but something definitely happened for them to say no more belts.
So we'll stand here while Colin gets it.
Yeah, no problem. Everybody's putting their belts back on.
All right, so the fact that you don't really speak Spanish, don't really know soccer, made it even more exciting when people were screaming. Like, they seem upset. Are they upset? Why are they upset? I don't know, but it made it really fun and much more fun than watching on TV.
For sure.
It's our 1-week anniversary in Cusco, and to celebrate, we head to the high-altitude Laguna Humantay. That means a 3:30 a.m. wake-up.
404.
A loud car drove by him. Set off the alarm of another car. Hooray.
You come over and say hi? Now you're doing your thing? Have a good day.
It's now 4:45 a.m., so we've been waiting for 40 minutes. They just called and asked for the address, which is never a good sign. We definitely could have slept for an extra hour.
This excursion follows a similar format to the Rainbow Mountain excursion. 2 hours of driving, breakfast, 2 hours of driving, all on wild, beautiful roads. This trip cost about 85 soles for the tour and 20 soles per person for the entrance to the park. All in all, that's less than $30 US per person. Today, breakfast is small and quiet at a cute place in the countryside. The breakfast is good, but this is a longer hike, so we recommend packing some extra snacks. Breakfast complete. Clouds are starting to clear. It looks like a beautiful day. The temperature is perfect for hiking. It's gonna be good.
It's the stick giving ceremony. We get our sticks before we go. Stick. And we go there. There are so many beautiful destinations around Cusco. So why Lake Humantay? We have Jose to thank for that. He explained to us all the excursions, and as we described our desire for nature, trekking, and serenity, this was his recommendation. I'm really growing to love the look of the Peruvian Andes. Soft peaks, soft greens. It's easy.
I keep having the habit of looking at my feet the whole time, and then I look up and see this gigantic mountain in front of me, and I remember, you know what, it's kind of worth it if I trip. I should just be looking up at this mountain the whole time.
Let the record state once more, bedrocks would have been perfect for this hike. We were concerned we'd be turned away, as we were in Chile, but that is not the case in Peru thus far.
Although we haven't seen anybody hiking in bedrocks. I really wish I was.
Bathrooms are one solo person, and they give you a very small amount of toilet paper, so plan accordingly. This is the allotment.
Colin, what's happening?
Oh, would you believe it? We just got a rufous collared sparrow. I'm hoping that's correct. We'll have to verify tonight, but super stoked. New bird.
A little over 2.5 miles in. So far I'd say it's much easier than the Rainbow Mountain. Solely just because it's less steep and we're at a couple thousand feet less of elevation. So we don't feel like I have to stop just to breathe as often. I feel like it's still resting. The good news is they definitely account for a lot of rest breaks and for people not being used to being at this high of elevation. So I don't feel rushed. Another thing to note, if you're a Colorado hiker or hike a lot in the US, it's really trippy being up at 12,000 feet and it being so lush and green, because back in the States, when we're at that high elevation, it's above our tree line. And we actually learned why that is last summer when we were in Vail, and it has to do with how close you are to the equator, is how green the mountaintops are going to be and where your tree line is. So it's kind of cool.
The trek to the lake is approximately 5 kilometers one way, and although it's lower in elevation than Rainbow Mountain, it still takes our breath away. The entirety of the hike is spent following a stream up to the lagoon and staring at the imposing and awesome Andes Mountains all around us. It is surprisingly hot out, a friendly reminder to bring sunblock too. So, I'd say the crowd definitely thins out as you go up. We're never really alone, kind of leapfrog with a few people, but definitely not as crowded at the start as it was at the start.
Yeah, I would agree.
But
Now,
even more beautiful.
Have one problem.
No problema.
Huge clouds just went right in front of our mountain that I wanted to look at. And let me tell you, we did not hike all this way. We're not gonna see it.
We're gonna see it.
The wind, it's gotta get blowing over there.
Blow away. Get out of here. Not you. You can stay.
We're just moments away, and you can tell that the cloud is starting to disperse, which is really cool. But I'm ready to sit down. We're at 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's been a good climb. Colin, imagine if we get all the way up here and it looks like that lake that we got to at Bariloche the last hike we did in town.
That would be somebody pulling the wool over our eyes for sure.
Alpaca wool right over the eyes. Like sometimes in the main one, like it's always better now. Worth it?
Worth it. At the top, clouds blot out the mountain, but the blue of the lagoon held more than enough enchantment to keep us mesmerized. We enjoy our snacks, catch our breath, and have a nice photo shoot with our guide, Oliver. The lagoon was filled with several hundred people and lots of guides yelling. However, that didn't take away from its beauty. We had about 40 minutes relaxing at the top before we began the hike down. The ride home today was hot, so as soon as we got back to Cusco, we cooled off with a cerveza. Today, we return to our museum exploration of Cusco and exploring the city. First up on the museum tour, we begin at the Inka Museum. Although it is not on the tourist ticket, we highly recommend it. For 20 soles per person, around $6 US, this museum takes you through kingdoms before the Inca themselves, and what came next. First exhibit, we learned that there were about 5 other smaller civilizations that predated the Inca in this region all the way back to 14,000 years BC. And then they all had their own capitals, their cities, their own entire civilizations, until the Inca conquered them, and then they became part of the Inca Empire.
This was my favorite exhibit so far. It was all about wool. We talked about the process of how they dyed the wool, the designs that they made. Each original design had a different meaning, so some designs were specific to a plant or bird or something that happened. And then they would have a traditional design that they would use to represent that, which I thought was really cool. And then it talked about how the grandmothers would typically be the ones that would teach the children how to make the wool. And then it showed you the process of making it, which makes me appreciate the wool sweaters even more.
So my fun fact is that we've been having cocoa leaves the entire time we've been here, and we learned today that while they were here, even the pre-Incan civilization, with Incas they really became very spiritual, helped them connect with their deities, and if you could find 3 same-sized leaves naturally, then it was a sign of prosperity and good fortune from Mother Earth.
Closing thoughts on the Inca Museum? Definitely worth it. I'd spend the extra 20 sols to go experience this.
En route to our next museum, a market distracts us and Meredith gets back at it with shopping. Is anybody surprised? Today, she buys a beautiful alpaca shawl. Remember that alpaca are the soft ones.
I'm so excited. I feel like it is the table runner I've been looking for, except for I will definitely be wearing it as a scarf as well. But it's like a blanket I can wear in public, and it is the softest thing I think I've ever put on my body.
Baby alpaca.
I'm so excited. And I think it's gonna match my purple jacket, potentially.
It's time for queso helado, the second best frozen dessert in the world.
We've been seeing signs all over town for this, so.
We're finally trying it. Heather, first bite is yours.
Okay. Oh, it's so soft because it's hot. Okay, it's good. It's really, I didn't know what I was expecting. You gotta try it, you gotta try it.
All right, good catch. I'll trade you. All right, thanks. Good. Let's see.
Right? It's good, I just don't know how to describe it.
Really, really soft ice cream with a cheesy flavor to it. We'll count this as a victory. I like the cinnamon on top.
Me too.
There wasn't enough cinnamon on a cinnamon roll today, so this is getting me my fix. The next museum is on our tourist ticket, the Monumento Inca Pachacutec, a museum in a tower in honor of the Inca Pachacutec. Although it was built to last 5,000 years, the monument is actually quite new, and it's one of our favorite museums in Cusco. This museum spirals up and greets you at every level with history and folklore on the founding of the Inca, the building of state agriculture, construction of the city of Cusco, and a lot more. Once you reach the top, you will get one of our favorite panoramic views of the city.
For frame of reference, my hand is one toe. So big. So far, I think we've all agreed this is our favorite museum that we've gotten off of the museum list when you buy the package. I don't think you can pay to just come here. I think you have to have the actual ticket to go to all of them. So this one's definitely worth it though. Highly recommend.
The final activity of the day is the Centro Cusco de Arte Nativo. This show was included in our tourist ticket. As it is a free show with the ticket, we didn't really know what to expect. But the show is phenomenal. The music, the dancing, the costumes, and the uniforms, they're all superb. And it's a packed house too. Not to mention, there's hot chocolate and cookies at the concession stand. A full day of culture in the city. Every day we are here, we love it more and more. Tomorrow, we venture out into the Sacred Valley. Although the archaeological climax in the region is Machu Picchu, the Sacred Valley region is full of old towns and archaeological sites without the crowds, but are still full of beauty and history. Today we are heading to Pisac, a small town filled with hippies and history. Pisac is a short 1-hour drive away, and the scenery is more than beautiful enough to keep you entertained. Our goal today is to explore the Pisac archaeological site, which predates the Inka all the way back to 700 AD.
Some fresh empanadas. Wow. Gracias. The empanadas have been secured. Lunch is secured, and now we are making our way to the trailhead at 11:15. The blog that we read last night said to start at 9:30, so we're only a little bit behind schedule.
That is on brand.
Yeah, definitely. And that empanada place that we just went, I have a feeling it's going to be some of the best ones we've had so far. Very excited to test it out. So what are your guys' thoughts on the town so far?
I really like this town.
So cute, so cute. Yeah? Any reason why we're behind on the hike right now?
Can't think of any. So we just made it to the welcome to the hike sign. And the good news is we're all warmed up from the walk to the hike. It's pretty steep getting up here.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it gets any easier.
Maybe we should have taken one of those motorcycle tuk-tuk things.
No, tuk-tuk. The hike to the Pisac archaeological site starts by walking up all the terraces on the side of the mountain. It's a pretty steep hike, but it's pretty cool from the start.
It's a native heather out of the water.
Crikey.
Crazy seeing her on land.
The first observation humans have had of her on land. She's bimodal.
It's crazy. We've only ever seen her in the water swimming. On that note, we feel really lucky that we've gotten to have Shelby and Heather come travel with us these past couple of months, and it is so much fun having our friends come visit. So if anybody else wants to come, just let us know. We need more friends.
If you're a friend out there and you want to travel with us, please come visit.
We'll get you addicted to coffee, it'll be fine.
The path to the Pisac ruins takes you to several different sites, a loop of about 3.5 miles on 1,600 feet of climbing. The path begins right next to the town, or you can take a taxi to the top of the site and walk your way down if you prefer. We opted to start from town.
It's really not that steep. It's very unnecessary to do that.
This is a banana and cheese empanada. This one goes out to you, Cass.
How was it?
Oh my god.
Is it good or bad?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Oh my god, it's so much better than I thought it would be.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Wow.
We're having
Who knew?
We're having banana and cheese all the time. A day spent at this site is refreshing and remarkable. All these ruins, none of the crowds. Pisac. We just discovered as we're taking a break at the beautiful Mirador on top of the mountain that we are not actually on the Pisac Ruins Trail. As you can see here, it's a loop trail and there's a trail right through the middle of it. That's the trail that we are on and that's the trail with all the ruins. So I think that's why it was extra hard and we're up higher than we expected to go up because we're not on the right trail. However, I'd recommend this trail because you got to walk through a whole lot more cool stuff than if you didn't. This is so cool! I love Inka and pre-Inka ruins. Oh! What do you think this is? We've got Inka building with stone and mortar on top of it. I don't know how to classify this. We were just eavesdropping and we learned why some of the buildings here look like they were built with brick and mortar as opposed to the way that the Inca usually built things. That's because we learned that those buildings were built in the year 700 AD, approximately, by people that predated the Inca, and then the Inca came and forced their agriculture and forced their government and building techniques onto these people, and that's why some of the buildings are built with mortar, some of them are built more Inca style. Very fascinating. We also learned that the people who lived here before the Inca actively resisted the Inca rule, and so the Inca had to send in the military instead of just using diplomatic relations. If you don't want to do the aggressive hike to get up here, you can just take a bus or a taxi to the top. That'll set you about 5 minutes away from where all the best ruins are, and then you can either choose to hike down or just explore the coolest parts before you head back down to Pisac. As for us, we're heading back down now via a different trail, and I think we got one more set of ruins to show you before we're back. Now that we're on the same level as some of the terraces and we're up above some of the other terraces, I've made an observation that, in my opinion, looking at them from the side is even more impressive than looking at them from the top. From the top, you can see all the layers stacking up, but from the side, you can see all the rocks and all the hard work that went into actually building up these terraces for farming. The Inca put a lot of work into this. Through various tour guides and museums, we've also come to learn that the Inca had state-run agricultural programs, which meant that every single citizen had a job. Most of them were farming. What that meant is that every single person had food, and there was enough food to not only supply an empire with all of its citizens, but also supply an army that wasn't actively farming and was going out doing military exercises, and a royal class that was in charge of overseeing the farm. So they had a surplus of food because of this government-run and government-mandated agricultural program, which is why we see all these beautifully done terraces throughout the Incan Empire. Absolutely incredible. This is what happens when Meredith leaves me alone with the camera and starts talking with Heather. You learn a lot.
Guess what I found?
What?
Seashells.
You're kidding.
The exact kind of the earrings that I want.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Isn't that so bizarre?
I've been telling Colin that I really want these seashell earrings that this guy was selling in town, and he was like, they don't have seashells here in Cusco, like why would you want those? And I'm like, I know, but they were so expensive when we were traveling like to beach towns, so I should get them here because they were cheaper. And then yesterday when we were at the museum, we found out that the Inka actually used seashells, and now we found some on the trail, so I think this deems us as relevant.
I can't believe Meredith found seashells. This archaeological site is a can't miss. I had so much fun playing around in here. Meredith and Heather did too, and I bet you will too if you bring yourself, your partner, or your family to this area. Now, we're gonna head back down, hopefully find some grub, and make our way back to Cusco. Today, on our final adventure in Cusco, we are going to Chinchero ruins and to find a waterfall. Today we're heading to Chinchero. Again, the Colectivo is 5 soles, and we're in a car so fast we don't even have a chance to film. There are 2 items in this town that intrigue us: the Pisac waterfall and the ruins. The Pisac waterfall lies down in the valley. Contrasting yesterday, we begin by hiking down. The hike is humid, and for the first time since getting to Cusco, bugs are bad. But the itch is nothing compared to the beauty of the waterfall and the peace of the jungle.
Come down the mountain into the canyon on this hike, there'll be somebody kind of right before the entrance of the waterfall where you pay, I think it's 5 sols, right, Colin? 5 sols per person in order to do the hike, so just keep that in mind and bring some cash with you. It's not a part of that guide thing that we have to the city, so just good things to know.
As you can see, we made it to the Caratada waterfall. It's a beautiful hike down here. Somehow we missed the archaeological site we were going to, so we have to go back and find that, but this waterfall is amazing. It's 12:30 on a Thursday, and we're the only people here. Extra amazing. Time for a snack, and then we're going to explore a little bit more and go back to find the ruins. Anything to say?
I'm just warming up. It's a lot colder than I thought it would be.
Coolest part about the waterfall is how the water has cut a hole through the rock. It comes cascading down. And with these ruins to ourselves, we reflect on the amazing 12 days we've had in Cusco. The Inca capital is an iconic and important city for the heritage of the world and the heritage of the people of Peru. The city is bursting with culture. It's colorful, beautiful, and safe. This was an incredible experience, and we are so grateful that our dear friend Heather could join us for the adventure. We hope you enjoyed sharing it with us as well. Come to Chinchero and more for more workout adventures.
So many stairs. We're at step number 40 right now.
Like we said at the beginning, this video was solely focused on Cusco. So we'll see you next week for our Machu Picchu experience.
As we're going up the steps in the hot, humid jungle of Machu Picchu, I can't help but think one thing. Perhaps the heavy lamb, alpaca, and other meat dinner last night wasn't a good idea.